Kia ora everybody and welcome back to Teaology, where we drink tea and talk theology. Today we are drinking Adelaide Breakfast Tea, and this is going to be this is just like a brain dump video because I don't have the energy to follow and write my scripts out. Though I do have my two, what I'm doing for the next couple videos, or what I'm meant to be doing planned, but I thought I should update on why that's not gonna go exactly to plan. Not that you even know what my plan is. But anyway, so basically, if you know me, you're probably like, why are you even filming a video? Why are you doing a video right now? And if you don't know me, you're like, why do you sound like that? And that's because I've got the Rona, and I'm probably gonna drive my husband insane if I just talk incessantly at my husband. So I thought, well, I'll just talk incessantly at a camera as well and share it with the internet, and that's what I'm gonna do as my way of curing a little bit of my boredom, because I don't have enough energy to write the essays and properly do the essays that I have to do at the moment. But I have too much energy to not do anything and just sit there and recover. Maybe that says something about me though. But yeah, so we're drinking Adelaide Breakfast Tea, which is a black tea with cranberry mixed into it. I got it from T2, I think. It's pretty nice, I quite like it. It's quite sweet because there's a cranberry, but it's not sweet in an artificial way. It's got that kind of fruity sweetness, which is quite nice. And yeah, so I thought you could sit and have afternoon tea with me. Also, this is going to be completely unedited, so everything you're seeing now is kind of the absolute chaos that is going on in my brain right now, because it's only I've only not seen people for 2 days at this point, and I'm already going insane because I'm so used to seeing. Also, these 2 days are days where I would normally see people, because I normally have youth group tonight and stuff, but obviously I'm not running youth group tonight because I am sick and isolating and not allowed to see people. So yeah, this is just gonna be a super quick little update and some random half-brewed thoughts from my brain. This is just some half-brewed thoughts. So first off, I've got a few videos that I want to do before Easter, and they're all planned out, so I will probably get them up before Easter, though you might get a little dump of videos all at once because I want them to be up before Easter, because I feel they're all kind of relevant to Easter. But they are relevant to Easter because it's talking about covenants, which the ones we're getting into are incredibly relevant to Easter, and then ones talking about Good Friday and Easter and Resurrection Sunday. So those are both highly relevant. Though I might have taken on too much. I've also got a few essays during that time, but it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. If it's not fine, then we'll just have videos late. There's no schedule here, except for the ones that I make up for myself. And I'm in charge here, so I can make up the schedules. Anyway, after Easter though, uni's starting to get a bit busier. I've got more things due, so I won't be posting, uploading videos as regularly, but I am trying to be slightly more active on Instagram and stuff. Oh my goodness, my phone. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be slightly more active on Instagram and stuff, and just keep people updated on what I'm reading and theology stuff happening in my world, because I spend a lot of time doing and studying theology because I am a theology student. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, we'll do that and keep people updated there, and if you find that interesting then you can join. Otherwise keep hanging out here and I'll keep talking about, well, not covenants because we're going to be finished with covenants, but other theology stuff. I've got lots of notes, which I'm also reading. I made bullet points, so this isn't completely random, but yeah, I made bullet points because otherwise this would probably be one of the most chaotic things I've ever made, and I feel it's already chaotic, and that you can tell. It's not as chaotic as other videos I have seen recently, but it has got the chaos of an extrovert being stuck alone. Anyway, what was I talking about? Easter. So I kind of just, I enjoy doing this, so I'm not going to stop, but I want to reduce the pressure so that I can do it well, and then I can be happy with what I'm putting out, and I can help create the content that I want to make. And it also gives me time if I want to do slightly bigger projects that are around like books or that type of thing, then I have the time to do that. But we'll see, who knows, it might be more frequent. It might allow me to be a little bit more chaotic in my scheduling, but we'll see. Uni doesn't follow my uni doesn't follow like a week to week schedule, because they do it in modules, so it's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a month type of thing, so that makes it difficult to like plan life, I guess. But it is what it is. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, the courses are great. Yeah, and so basically like I've got COVID and what have I been doing since I've been stuck inside? I've been drinking a lot of tea. I've been drinking a lot of tea not because I think it will make me better, but more like I don't always buy into all of like the health benefits that tea have. I think it's interesting. I don't always believe it, but I like to pretend. I believe strongly in the placebo effect, and so I drink peppermint tea to like calm myself down, not because I think it will actually calm me down, but because I believe strongly that the placebo effect is an important effect, and if I believe that it's going to calm me down, then it might as well, right? So I think the placebo effect is important when we're drinking tea and not the realities of the health benefits, really, but more because it's one of the few things that I have like is in the realm of like using just enough energy but not too much energy, is making and drinking tea. And it is one of the things that brings me great joy, is to make and drink tea. And so that is why I have drunk so much tea. Like, I drink a lot of tea anyway, but I feel like I've been drinking more tea, which might be concerning. Or maybe we'll pretend it's not concerning and that it's fine, and then everything will be fine, right? You just pretend. I finished this book, Spiritual and Religious by N.T. Wright, which is a really good book. I really like N.T. Wright's theology and his way of writing. It's not, I think, out of many theologians, it is more accessible, and with a lot of the stuff he's writing, he is trying to like communicate it so that it can be easier to access. However, that said, like, he still has these huge ideas that he's trying to summarize, and so at the end of the day, it's still like, you know, this book is 170 pages, like it's not even 200 pages, but it is so dense. It took me like 3 weeks. I don't read slowly, but yeah, it's very dense, full of ideas and a lot of like stuff that you just really want to like process. But I do recommend like reading his other books. I really enjoyed, like, I think Surprised by Hope is still just one of my favorites. It's one of the first ones that I read of his, but I don't know, we might do a bigger like talk on it or something at some point, because it's got so many good ideas. I don't get how people can have such good ideas all the time. I feel like most of my ideas are just other people's ideas. I don't try and be original. I like to think that I'm original, but I'm not. I don't think any of us are very original, actually. I think we just kind of like take ideas and then like absorb them and spread them out with our own words. Yeah, so other thing that I've actually been thinking about it is rest. And that's because I'm sick and everyone is telling me to rest. And I'm not good at that, and I've rarely been good at that. And I've been going like, it is really important that we take breaks, and I'll say that to people, like, we need to make sure we take breaks, we need to breathe, we need to take our time doing things, but it's that everybody else should do this except me. I have to do everything all at once, which isn't true, but I pretend it's true and act like it's true, even though I know that it's not true. and it's really important to take breaks. And I think a lot of it is I have bought into kind of the cultural myth of productivity, and that's not good. I don't want to buy into cultural myths. I want to live by God's things, and I know God is not all about like hustle, productivity, culture, and is about rest and work and good balance and that type of thing. But it's a learning process. And I feel like the productivity culture is like, this needs to be done, or there's always something that needs to be done. And so I sit there and I'm just trying to relax, and my brain is like, okay, but you have these 5 things that you need to do at some point in your life, and there's no time like the present. And I'm like, well, the present isn't a good time to do it because I'm kind of sick, like I can't leave my house, like getting driving lessons, and like I should really do that. And it's like, well, I can't leave the house, so how am I gonna drive a car? But part of it with taking breaks, then I was thinking about, is like taking meaningful breaks, because like not doing something, that time is always going to get filled, that space is always going to fill by something. So if I don't do this, what are the chances that I'm going to sit there on my phone? Probably too high. Taking in and just consuming mindlessly, which I think is pretty unhealthy, to just consume mindlessly. And so like, how can I take breaks that are meaningful for me, and what does a meaningful break look like for me? Because what it looks like for me will be, and how I spend that time will be different to other people. But like, I find reading a really good way to just relax, and so I will read books that like are lighter and that type of thing, to help me just relax. But also I do read Teaology to relax. It's a thing that I'm working through at the moment, because I'll like go, I'll read Live No Lies, I've got it just here, I'll read this before bed, and then like I'm sitting here reading this going, this would be really, like this point would be really good to make in this essay. And I start doing like not relaxing, and so I'm like trying to figure out, okay, that what used to be a meaningful break, now I have to change how I use that as a meaningful break. So listening to a podcast in that space might be better for me. I don't know. Like, how can we take meaningful breaks? And then from that, how do we use our time meaningfully? And how do we just use our time meaningfully? Like, not in terms of productivity, but in terms of being slow and intentional. How can I be present in the moment that I'm in? How can I just be here in the moment that I'm in, instead of thinking about the next thing that needs to be done? Because that's a part of productivity goal. But the productivity myth is just always going for the next thing and not being here in the moment. And so we kind of, how can we be here? How can we be present? How can I slow my brain and myself down so that I can be here in the present? And I think that probably just hearing what I've just said means that I probably need to reread The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer, because he talks a lot about that, and I am not good at applying any of it. So yeah, but we'll see when I get around to that. It is a really good book though. And he's got like a little podcast series on it and stuff that's helpful, so maybe I'll listen to that one. But yeah, okay, I've just been talking at you for like 14 minutes, so I will talk to you all later. There are a few more videos coming. They might be a little bit sporadic, and if the chaos of this video is anything to tell you, things are gonna be a little bit chaotic for the next little while. Cool. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. I'll see you all next time. Bye.